So this is going to be a very raw and honest video, and to be completely honest, I'm not entirely sure exactly what I want to say or like convey in this video, but I just thought that it was kind of time to have a little bit of a chat with my YouTube family. So in order for me to kind of describe the struggles I've been having behind the scenes on YouTube over the past couple of weeks, maybe even the last couple of months, if I'm completely honest, I think it's better if I just kind of go back to the very beginning and explain kind of how this process has kind of come to light, and then kind of just my thought process behind all of it. And then I need your opinion and your help with this kind of struggle that I'm having. Yesterday I had a terrible day. I had anxiety all day. I just was really having a hard time just getting a grip of my thoughts. And I think if you guys have been following my channel for a long time, you know I'm an incredibly creative thinker. And so sometimes I get in my own head and I overthink things. And if I'm stifled at all creatively wise, I just kind of like can't figure out what path I'm to go in. It's just sort of the struggle of having that type of mind that's like always bouncing and going all the time. When we first started our channel, we literally had $0. We didn't have even $0. We were in the negatives. We had just had a terrible move. If you followed our channel for a long time, you've probably heard the story of how we moved across the country and ended up coming back home. And luckily our house hadn't sold, but we had left our career jobs. We were kind of in complete limbo and things didn't work out as we had hoped that they would, which meant that we were basically starting our lives completely over, which was brand new to Philip and I because we had had really good jobs and a lot of stability for 15 years being together, and that was just not our normal lifestyle to have to come back to. Luckily, we weren't homeless as our house hadn't sold, and we were able to kind of pick up the pieces and start over. And that meant that I would do, along with Philip, absolutely everything we could to make enough money to get by. So I started running art classes and refinishing pieces of furniture, doing wood sign DIYs that was super trendy at the time, and we were able to get by. In the process of doing all of those things, we decided to start showing some of the projects that I was working on YouTube to be able to show just how much work was going into some of the projects that I was working on and putting up for sale. It was just to be able to really just show how much time and energy was going into everything that I was doing. And it was absolutely amazing because we got such a response on YouTube that our channel started to grow. And we actually had $0 for budget. We filmed all the way to 100,000 subscribers just using an old iPhone, and we just had to make it work with what we had. And I think that was one of the amazing things about our channel, is that we were able to show that you really don't have to have any money or any fancy tools or literally $1 to your name, but you could still make beautiful things out of nothing and be able to not only inspire other people to do the same, but also we were able to show our dynamic between the two of us and kind of what our family was all about, all just while working on these upcycled projects. And to be completely honest, it was also very healing for us. Working on all these projects kind of took us away from the reality that we were living in into this like make-believe world of being able to do our stuff on YouTube and kind of just take a step back and just really just use our creativity and kind of get lost in everything we were doing online. We worked a lot of hours together, had so much fun doing it, and we were like, this is something that we really want to do. As our channel started to grow, about 8 months later, we made content for 8 months without making any money at all. So some of our largest viewed videos on YouTube are original trash to treasure videos where I went to the dump and found things to be able to upcycle to make content. I did that because I didn't have any money for supplies, and I knew that I could use my creativity to turn those trash items into things that would be beautiful. And I even sold some of those things and the furniture that we restored, and was able to make money to fuel our family with those projects. But we did that because we didn't have any money, and we just completely made it work. But some of those original viewed videos that we got a lot of views on, we actually didn't make any money on those videos. We weren't monetized for 8 months, which means that we actually produced content for 8 months, several times a week on YouTube, and worked around the clock 24/7 before we made even our first $15 on YouTube, which was how much our very first paycheck was. And so once we got that kind of under hand and we were monetized, we realized it was so exciting that we could take $20, our first $20, and purchase a piece of furniture that we could restore and use for content. And we did that, and then we sold that piece, and we took a few more dollars, and then we bought the next piece of furniture to restore, and a little bit of wood for me to make signs and show some of our DIY wood sign videos on YouTube that are very popular and have gotten lots of views. And we started to make our income on YouTube and realized that if we put a lot of love and effort into our channel, that we could do YouTube full time, spend time together, fund our family, and be able to inspire people all around the world to use what they have, make do with what they've got, togetherness matters, and just show all of the things we wanted to be able to inspire other people. We started working on home renovations and making decor to be able to stage the pieces of furniture we had done, and lots of different milestones along the way of working on our channel. You always saw that I had a stockpile of loose parts or thrifted and upcycled items that we had found and scavenged around our local community, even at the dump, and I loved having that to be able to create our content. But when we were deciding to make the move here to Nova Scotia, we sold everything we owned to be able to purchase this place sight unseen, be mortgage free, and be able to continue our channel showing the next stages of renovation, since our house back in Ontario is basically completed in renovations. I found myself without the extra stockpile of materials that I needed to creatively turn nothings into somethings, and moving to a new area meant that we literally had nothing here in our house to start. We were overwhelmed with all of the things that we had to do for renovations. This house literally needed everything you saw. We had no kitchen, no working plumbing, no working electrical. The pantry was thunderstorming. The acreage was a mess. We absolutely had so many things to do that there just wasn't time for me to really put my creativity into anything smaller project-wise other than trying to make the house as functional as we possibly could, which, as you know, making content, doing renovations can cost a substantial amount of money to make daily complete makeovers or even weekly complete makeovers for rooms. You know how much that costs to be able to do that. And so it's just not sustainable to create that type of content every single week or every single day. And I mean, honestly, eventually you're going to run out of spaces to do complete overhauls, and the smaller DIYs are really going to add to what you're doing on your channel. But I found that since moving here, I really have kind of lost and not taken the time to focus on my creative side and being able to show YouTube and our viewers just how creative I really am, which I think is one of the reasons why a lot of you really fell in love with our channel in the beginning. Because all of a sudden I was on this channel and I was showing that I could take nothings and turn them into these beautiful somethings, which I think at the time when those types of topics were becoming more trendy, it really was a way for me to be able to shine on YouTube and show what was really special about Elysia English and why my channel was of value to watch. Because I was giving you something. Maybe it wasn't a complete how-to, but giving you the inspiration to take something and turn it into something amazing, or that you could do something in a more budget-friendly way, or make your house beautiful, spending really little to no money at all, and be able to kind of add all of that value to our viewers. And I want to continue to do that, but I think over the past 6 months, for sure, I don't feel like I've been doing that on my end, because I've been focusing on getting the house functional and doing these bigger projects. It hasn't left me, honestly, any time or energy to work on some of the smaller things that my creativity so craves me working on. So the point of this video is just to say, I guess, that I need your opinion on kind of getting back to the basics of our channel and showing more of like our DIY woodworking projects, showing all of the creative kind of upcycles that I do behind the scenes and don't always get a chance to show. Showing those DIY projects that are not complete full renovations, upcycling furniture, still showing all of our home renovations and the journey of fixing up this old home and eventually fixing up a cottage, which is a complete empty shell, needing everything. I still want to show the family dynamic on how we're growing things on our homestead here, because I think it's so fun to be able to show how with such a small budget we were able to accomplish so much on this acreage and with this house. Because ultimately we have been really able to renovate this entire house completely on a very small budget. And being a YouTuber, I think it's a little bit confusing to some viewers of like how much money people actually make on YouTube. If you're not a channel that has millions of subscribers, the revenue can vary and fluctuate significantly throughout the year. And it's not something that's sustainable for us to be able to spend thousands of dollars every single month doing renovation. So I think that the only way for me to be able to really show how creative I am is to work on some of those smaller projects as well as some of the larger ones, and kind of balance out the content where we can economically afford to do all of the projects, but be able to show really what this channel is all about. And that is creating a life you love. And the word creating is kind of like the key word in there, because without me showing you how creative I am, I feel that on my end, as the content creator, I'm definitely stifled creativity wise. So I need to kind of reset that a little bit and reflect on really like how I'm feeling as the content creator, because ultimately if I'm not showing my creativity and doing the things that I'm loving doing on my end, it's showing through on the content that, although I'm incredibly happy and I want to be here in Nova Scotia and we're doing all these amazing things, I still feel like there's something missing for me, Elysia English, the content creator on this channel, to be able to show you really like what I am personally all about. And I think one of the greatest additions on our channel was adding Philip into the mix, because he was always there helping and filming and working on the DIY projects and doing the home renovations, and being able to show our family more now that the boys are getting older. I think it's so amazing to be able to show the dynamic that the four of us have, because I think we have something really special. But I just think that I need to be able to add a little bit more into what we originally were doing on our channel here, to be able to make the content as great as I know that it can be. So I need to hear from you. What do you think about kind of like what I'm saying? Again, I didn't like preempt like what I was going to say in this video. I just thought it was better for me to kind of just talk to you raw. And after all, you guys are my YouTube family, and I think you guys know me pretty well. And maybe you can see that the odd times like we're missing these days in between our content, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason why I'm procrastinating finishing cabinets in the pantry, or I'm procrastinating, you know, picking some stuff up off the front lawn, or not finishing something like, say, half-finished flooring in one room or something. It's because creatively, my brain and my creative vibe is like telling me like that's not stimulating me in a way where I'm like super motivated to go and do it. And although I will be so happy when the outcome is done, and I know that ultimately the room is incredibly creatively done and it's been put together, and it's really great that I can build my own cabinets and learn all these new skills and show and inspire people that they can do the same and spend money, I'm still missing like that like really creative aspect that I want to be able to show, that I know that you guys know I'm capable of showing. So I just wanted to hear some feedback from you guys in terms of content. What is your favorite things to watch on our channel? Do you think that I'm on the right path on being like, yeah, we've got to get back to the basics and showing the creative projects, smaller projects, DIYs, projects that you guys can actually like reproduce on the other end following the tutorial, or even if it's not a complete how-to, but that it just inspires you to be able to maybe gather up a few things that you have to kind of make something similar, or search out, you know, thrifted items and refinish old furniture and do things on a budget, in addition to showing the renovations and the other projects and adventures that my family takes. I need your like honest, complete, like think about it. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm happy to hear any of the honest comments that you guys have to put down, but honestly give like a reflection on what do you think that we should do in terms of what I'm saying for creative projects. Let me know what you think. We have some really fun projects coming up on our channel that we've been talking about all month that we're working on behind the scenes. And tomorrow's episode, I am refinishing a piece of furniture that we picked up for $10 at a little oceanside yard sale. I actually picked it up back in the summertime, and I've been staring at it in the upstairs hallway, and I have a really creative idea for it. So I'm working on that project today and just enjoying the sunshine. I'm excited to show you the outcome of that project tomorrow for our Saturday video. And the family has a really fun project to work on for Sunday, Monday. The boys are home for the next couple of days. I think you're gonna think it's so fun and so funny, and just ultimately really cool projects, 2 projects. And I don't want you guys to miss that. So I hope you're having a wonderful Easter long weekend. I hope you're getting some extra family time. I think that it's so nice to be able to know that we have this safe space where I can come and talk to you about how I'm feeling and just ultimately like how I think things are going. We're so thankful for each and every one of you and all of our new subscribers that we get on a daily basis. And we're so thankful for all of the amazing, motivating, and inspiring comments that you leave our family. Without you guys, I don't know, we would be lost, I feel like. You guys are just really like always rising us up. And we want to do the same for you guys, which is why I feel like this kind of self-reflection I've done over the past couple of weeks means a lot to me, that I want to be able to be rising you guys up the same way that you do for me. So I love you. Thank you so much for watching this episode and just listening to this kind of like raw, honest video here in just a really natural way. And I will see you tomorrow for tomorrow's furniture refinishing video. I love you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.